Wagwans, mi familias. Welcome back. Glad you made it, man. It's another social production. That's right, we're doing it on September the 3rd, 2025. Where does the time go? It just flies by. Right here, we're doing it wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Canada, further down south, the United States of the Americas, beautiful people in Mexico, South America, even more beautiful people over there in Argentina, over there in Brazil, over there in Peru, hopping over there to Africa, Europe's, the Asias, the Australias, let's not forget the New Zealanders, everybody out there, wherever you are, my faggots, my beautiful heterosexuals, my beautiful crackers, my beautiful niggas, my beautiful sand niggas, my beautiful, who else, my chinks, my japs, my chinks, my eye ties, my wops. That one doesn't really do it for me personally. I don't think it does for, it doesn't do it for anybody really. But nonetheless, my mix, whatever, who else have we, my kikes, you get it. All inclusive, everybody, all around. Shout out to everybody out there doing it. Just glad to be here. It's another beautiful day. That's how you cover everybody. Get a sip of this bad boy. Lots of fun to be had. Lots of things to be discussed. Lots of, if you've been with me from the get-go, you know what it is. If it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down, motherfucker. Because shit's about to, shit's about to pop off. Let's just start with this one. I just want to appreciate, this is a little thing, something I saw on the internet, on the interwebs. I'm sure some of you guys might have seen it. Some of you gals might have seen it too. Talking about a beautiful Asian man, a beautiful Chinese man, videoed or captured, not physically, but more so spiritually, more so like his image, his likeness when he was playing chess or Chinese chess, or that's just regular chess, or like yes, or zes, or chess spelled with like a weird alphabet, X, Y, Z, S, S, chess. That's how you say it in Chinese. But nonetheless, he was playing outside in the rain, pouring rain. He lost the match. And next thing you know, the fellow who's playing him got up and left. And all you're left with is this beautiful child. I actually don't remember who was playing him. Could have been a woman. I don't know. Could have been a child. Could have been a robot. Could have been a Chinese Wuhan bat. Maybe he was playing against the Chinese Wuhan bat. That's right. And he lost this game. And he's perplexed. He's sitting down. He's not leaving. He's contemplating what did he do wrong? How did things go so sideways so quickly? He said to himself in Chinese. He sat there for 4 hours pouring rain. The CCTV. And it's the CCTV for the CCP. For the closed, circuit and shit. Chinese closed circuit, and so that's even more closed. It's so closed, it's open. He was captured, grabbed by the love of the game. He's sitting there contemplating. People came and told him, "Hey, why don't you pouring out? Why don't you get inside?" And he's like, I gotta get over these moves and just go over and make sure I don't repeat the same as, which was beautiful. It was admirable. It's something that we can all, to varying degrees, to certain degrees, we can all relate to that. I love that when I see somebody who's passionate about something, so deeply embedded into it. He's old, but he's still in it. He's old. And the beautiful Asians, if he seems old, he must be like 200,000 years old, because they don't age until they do. But this man's old, so he must be like 1,000,000 years old. He must be just a moving, beautiful fossil. It doesn't matter. He is dedicated to the game. His wife at one point comes and tells him something in Chinese, something along the lines of, let's give you the gist of it. She said in Chinese, and this is verbatim more or less. She said, "Come get this Chinese puss. Come get it. It's waiting for you. Le homa, chop somebody." She said that. Le homa, come licky, kitty, little. She went like that, and he's like, "Woman, get away, woman. Don't have time for your trifling ways right now." He said that in Chinese, so it had more oomph to it. But if you could only speak Chinese, I can't help you there. Can't even help myself there. Can't really help myself anywhere. What have we been talking about? The point is, he was into it. He said, "No, I'll eat your taco later when I get home," and that's Chinese taco, so it's not even tacos. It's just like I'll eat that sashimi raw, baby. wrap that sushi up and let me just let me straighten out these chopsticks over here. He said that he's fiddling around with his chopsticks and going over the chessboard and see what he did right, what he did wrong. 4 hours in the pouring rain. It just was admirable. It's beautiful. Whenever you see somebody who's into something, whether it could be anything, could be freaking, oh, I love it. Whenever people are like, gardening, when people are like in their lawns, oh, let me get that 9-degree angle. Let me mow the lawn properly. I'm really into it. Or bowling or whatever, fishing. It could be anything. Or target practice. It could be juggling. It could be collecting ants and trying to get them to like move in a coordinated fashion, which is extremely difficult. You're gonna need a megaphone and yell in their face, extremely organized fashion. Do not move unless it's organized. And it takes a lot of time and dedication to get these ants organized. But nonetheless, the point is I just wanted to share that with you in case you've missed it, in case you're busy living your life there. I got more important things to do than watch a beautiful Chinese man go over his wrong moves in chess. Get inspired. Are you already inspired? Then get more inspired. You can never be inspired enough. 10x your inspiration by playing chess against a Chinese Wuhan bat. Do not get bitten. Do not get exposed. If you do, spread it, because they say sharing is caring, bruv. They say sharing is caring. Yeah, how you say sharing is caring. It's a little bit of just beautiful entertainment, beautiful news from around the world. What else is going on in and around? Oh, that's personal stuff. A little mixture of the old personal. What's going on in my life? Oh, man. Thank you, guys. So fucking thoughtful. Glad you asked. Thank you. I got me. Boy, did your boy. Let me just notice anything different. Notice anything. Let me just take a moment here and just. Right there. Look at that ass. Can you see? The ass is right there in your face. Your boy's got the good genes. One more time. Do a slow-mo. Oh my God. Squat. Squat right there. Squat right there. In my jeans. In my good jeans. Boy got the good jeans. I needed some pants. It'd been some time since I had purchased me some pants. I don't buy too many stuff because your boy's out there fucking grinding and hustling and trying to be frugal and whatnot. And invest in himself and in his future. Something, but the point is that I went and got some jeans, which I was excited for, but I must say I got them online first. I ordered online and I was debating because I've gone through stages of jeans, like many of you guys and gals have gone through pants and jeans and shit. It started, for me, the journey started off with it was regular fitted when you were young. It was regular fit when you were really young, regular fitted jeans, just like maybe straight jeans. That was it. Then you get to a certain point and then baggy jeans came in. So he sported baggy jeans, and then baggy jeans eventually went out. Skinny jeans came in, and we saw our skinnies. And prior to my time, there was a variation. This has been continuing. Started off, I guess, as far as I can recollect, I believe it was boot cut, or no, wait. You had bell bottoms. Bell bottoms in the 70s. I don't know what was before that. I don't think they wore pants prior to the 70s. I'm pretty sure. It feels right in my gut, so I'm gonna say it. People didn't wear pants prior to the 70s. Boom, 70s, bell bottoms. 80s, skinnies. 90s, early 2000s, baggies. Later in the 2000s, skinnies once again. Skinnies moved out recently, in the past few years. Baggies came back in again. So your boy was just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with all that? And baggies came in and they brought a little bit of the boot cut and the bell bottoms along with them. So it's just a whole, boy was a little bit perplexed, a little bit confused. Because I've been getting for some time, just been getting the skinnies, because that was just fucking the times, go with the times. Sometimes more or less, doesn't matter. Sometimes you do things that are opposite to the times. Sometimes you do things that are with the times. It doesn't matter. The point is, I was like, you know what? I've had skinnies for some. Let me go get something a little bit different. Let me switch it up a little bit. So I got these baggy jeans online, the good jeans. And I waited patiently, and then they arrived, and I tried them on when they came home, and it was way too baggy. I got the extra baggy. That's the thing. I was like, I saw baggy, then I'm like, extra baggy? Fucking extra, son. Extra. For all these years of going skinnies, let's get some more denim for our buck. I want more jeans for my buck. That's what I said to myself. And then I realized that like 3 of me would probably fit in these jeans. It was massive. It was extra bag. It was just a bag with a zipper on it, made of jeans. And that was it. I wore it and it just it didn't feel right. I'll say that. Wore it, stepped in the bathroom, looked in the mirror, walked back, took it off. I'm like, fuck, now I gotta go into the mall. I'm not I support the malls. When I was younger, I've had plenty of jobs. Some of them were in malls. So, but at the same rate, I'm not a mall guy. I won't, it's been years. I know many of us do the online shoppings. There's pros and cons to that shit. Oh, I'll support your mom and pops. They're not in the malls. All right, but the malls, I went to the mall. One of Toronto's, it's a little bit, we got plenty of malls, but this one's out there. I went to, for any of you in the GT, I went to Yorkdale. People packed in the mall. I guess, and it's been some time since I've been to the mall, which got me happy. I'm like, all right, fine, good. It's good for business. When I see people, I might want to get in and out quick, but it's good for business. Let there be people. But then I don't know. Is that just like prior to school times, before school opening? Parents and kids getting in, do the school shopping? Is that, or... But it's good vibes. I'm just going to take it that we're all doing really well. Or perhaps this is, again, just back to school shop. I don't know. I hear mixed reviews of how we're all doing. But then it's very individualistic, isn't it? So it doesn't matter. Overall, positive mindset, glass half full of cum. I did not have sexual relations with that lady. She only gave me sloppy toppy. I did not have, it was only sloppy toppy. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, the shopping experience had to be taken. I had to do it analog, what I'm talking about, in person. Went in there and I had to try shit on, which was, ugh. Because that's the thing, when you go different sizes, from skinnies to baggies, now you're like, do I go with the extreme baggy? Extreme baggy doesn't work. The size is all wrong. So I gotta go try different jeans. But eventually I came into a happy medium. Not so baggy, not so straight, it's just like, it's a loose jeans, and I'm comfortable wearing it. It feels good. But it's a lighter color, as you saw. And I got excited, and I'm like, oh shit, make sure you don't spill anything on it for a little while. Try to, at least the early stages. So for the past few days, I've just been wearing it, sleeping in it, bathing in it, not taking it off while I sit down to take a shit, because that's how real men take shits. Pants on, bruv. What are you doing? Extracurricular homosexual activities in the stall. That's what. Your pants off shitting. The point is, pants on for this guy. Everything went well until a couple of days ago. Yesterday, the day before. Who can remember with everything going on? Your boy had maintained a clean pair of jeans and it was nice. And I went to my McD's. I went to get a little bit of a brekkie poo. A little bit of the old bakey eggy. Oh, a little bakey eggy cheese. Oh, a little yum for the tum-tum to get the day going. And I've recently switched over from morning coffee to a little bit of green tea, just because I was drinking a little bit too much coffee. Maybe on like 4 or 5 cups, it was a little bit too much. I reduced the number of cups of coffee, but still, for the show, he gets the early morning coffee, which is nice. Other days I try to keep the 1, 2 is fine. 1, 2 is fine. 1, 2, 3 is fine. Anything more, you start to fucking, heart starts to just starts to do cartwheels, and that can't. You gotta monitor that shit a little bit. You just want to fine tune the machine as you move along. That's what I've been telling myself. The point is that I got me some green tea, and what I do is I order it on the kiosk, and they prepare it. But they put with that's what I do. I get the green tea, medium-sized green tea, 1 ml. And I don't know why, but I've been doing this for some time. I don't know why. I was just like 1 honey instead of sugar. I do honey. Like, give me the honey. They give you the little packets. Every once in a while, they'll pour the honey in there for you. Most of the time, they'll leave the little honey packet for you to pour it in yourself. I don't know why. But then your boy got the green tea with the milk already inside. I'm about to take off the lid to pour in the honey, and then it spilled all over me, and it burnt my crotchal ridge. I was just like, but I'm not the type that's gonna sue McDonald's. We're good. It's fine. I'm not gonna sue. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But the point is that it poured all over my jeans. I was just like, oh, and it was one of those moments, you know, when you get new shoes or any item of new, you know, new clothing items, you're like, oh, let me just try to maintain it, you know, keep it clean for a little while. And then boom, right there, dude. It just, but nonetheless, I cleaned up, wasn't a big deal. It didn't even leave a stain. And that's the thing, because I was worried. I'm like, because I don't want to wash my jeans. You get jeans, you keep them. You don't wash jeans. You rarely ever wash jeans. That's what I've been told as a young man working in clothing stores. Once, you know, and when it came to jeans, somebody once said, when we were all young, you don't wash jeans, or you rarely wash jeans. You definitely don't put them in the dryer. Somebody said, a hot chick that I used to work with said that, and your boy since then has rarely ever washed jeans. So regular pants you wash it. Jeans, you know, it could be. This isn't even bro science. It's female science. It came from a female. She nice tits. So you know, you got to listen to these bitches out there, fellas. Listening is extremely important. That's what I tell myself. So I'm like, let's listen. And I wasn't gonna wash these jeans, but nonetheless, it didn't leave a stain. It's all good. I'm gonna work, you know, 6 months down the line. Hopefully, I've accumulated enough, you know. Oh, that's when a pair of jeans really just, oh, that's when you break them in. That's when you get a little bit of it's good. It's good. You take it off, smells a little bit, just a little bit. You want that. People say they don't want that, but you low key want that. A little bit of semen residue, a little bit of piss. Little bit of just throughout a little bit of smoke smell mixed in with a little bit of different sense of male perfume for males. Just all that with a little bit of hint of coffee. So all that accumulated, you smell those jeans, you're like, God, oh, it smells like we want to just get it on. And then vice versa for the ladies, minus the jizz, supplement with female ejac and period blood stains a little. You know what I'm talking about. You smell that, you're like, God, these pheromones are getting me hard right now. What are we even talking about? I don't even know. The point is that everything was going well, but it was one of those days. You know, spilt the drink on myself. Then I went to go into my car and I noticed the key fob was out of juice, so the car door wouldn't open. So I'm like, oh, this is first the spillage, now the key. What is going on? Man, modern cars, you don't have to you can't actually physically open it. Some modern cars, there's no hole, there's no keyhole. It's just a modern key with a battery inside, and the boop, you gotta open it. I saw your boy had to walk. Luckily, I was close enough to my home that I could walk back, a 10-minute walk, to walk back, get the other fob, hope that the battery and that one's still intact. And I got inside the car, but just a little, you know, maybe we don't need to get rid of the keyholes in the cars. I know we're going like future. I know you got to get like, you know, self-driving cars, you know, the self-GPS cars, you know, self-driving black AI driver. I want, you know, because you can choose that. What kind of driver would you want? I want my AI, my self-driving car, when I get one in the future in like 10, 20 years, I want it to be a black dude or a black female, probably a dude. For driving purposes only, I want like a Shaft sounding motherfucker, and that, you know, everything's gonna be all right or something along those lines. You know what I mean? I don't want low key. Again, everybody's got their strengths. I'm not saying the AI is gonna be, I'm not gonna get like, you know, I might get an Asian car, but I'm not gonna get an Asian AI driver. We all got our strengths and weaknesses, and this is let the stats speak for themselves. The point is, I don't even know how we got here, but we got here. So here we are. I'm all good. Got the good genes. Thank you. Spillage happened. We move forward, and everybody's going through their ups and downs and being tested on a dead end. Your boy got tested. I'm like, oh, you want some? All right. What else is going on, man? Ladies and gents. Beautiful gathering of the Redheads, annual gathering of beautiful fire crotches all around the world. They gather in Netherlands. They do a call to each other. I don't know how these beautiful redheads do the call, but they do it, and it's beautiful. And you see like thousands of them, thousands of redheads. Oh, and half of those redheads are female redheads, which makes it really hot. So ignore all the male redheads. I mean, like, you know, not to ignore it, but like, you know, for your boy's enjoyment and pleasure only. You know, oh, so many beautiful redheads just scattered all around, and just Think of all the red pubic hair. God, that's so hot. That is so hot. But just got me to think. I'm like, yeah, I do want to see other people gathering who are matching in different ways as well. I want obviously, full blown, just like, let's, gathering of the blacks, gathering of the whites, gathering of the Asians. But I want more specific. Get into it after, gathering of the browns, gathering of the reds, but then get more specific. I want like, gathering of the asymmetrical areolas. How about that club? Let's get that going. Just, men and women from all backgrounds walking with mismatched areolas, and they'll just bump titties and fucking have barbecue, and you know what I'm talking about. The Audi clit clan, how about that group? The female population with the Audi clit. And then we can have one for the innie clit as well, but do it like from one another. Do opposing camps. Audi clits versus innie clits. The one with the hood, and then the one that's just like waving a flag saying, this is where you want to plant your seed. Come hither. Blowing a whistle. Popping off a little shotgun, just right there, letting you know where the action is. The point is, I don't know what the point is. The point is that I want to just see other people gather. It's beautiful to see the redheads. Got a little bit of, just a wee bit of red in me. So I'm just like, I wonder if I'm probably too dark to go. If my beard and in the sunlight, my hair in the, maybe dark red. I could get it. I could sneak, because I saw a few fellas and ladies who were like blonde, and they snuck in there. Hey man, if the blondes can sneak in there, maybe a couple of, darker, brown / a little few strands of red. It's in there. It's faint, but it's there. Yeah. So just want to say hello to my beautiful redheads, males and females. What do you got for your boys' purposes and enjoyment and pleasure, specifically heterosexual females of the red clan, the fire crotches, beautiful fire crotches. May the Lord bless you with a life filled with plenty, and may your bush be unshaven and unmaintained for the remainder of your life until you turn gray, in which case I don't care at that point, because everyone gets gray. So we all meet in the gray, and that's true. It's one of the facts of life. They do say, not to get it mistaken with we all meet in the gay, because that could also, they've tried to say that, but it's gray. I'm pretty sure it's gray. What have we been talking about? The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that we're here, and it is Wednesday. Lots to discuss. Let's just take our time with this shit today, shall we? A beautiful man was at the U.S. Open, not to be mistaken for the U.S. Closed. The U.S. Open is it's open. It's a tennis sporting event, but it's called the U.S. Open, which means, I don't know what it means, to be honest with you. Why is the tennis tournament called the U.S. Open? Do we have any other countries putting their name in front of it and calling it Open? Is there a France Open? Is there a Germanic Open? Is there an Australian Open? I don't know. So is there a U.S. closed? Because that gives you a little bit of anxiety, because closed, you're like, okay, this is finite. Open, it's kind of like, this thing can go on forever. This is the U.S. Open. Step in at your own risk and peril, and risk never leaving, because it's forever open. It'll never shut down. For days, it'll go on for months, years. You'll forget about your family. You'll lose sight of time. You'll start a new family in the U.S. Open. One day you'll run into your old family and they'll be like, where were you, scumbag? And you'll say, it's not my fault. I went to the U.S. Open. There was room, time, space merged into one. Roads started to melt, and it was just the wide open. It went on forever. How'd you get here? And then they'll spit in your face and walk away. And, sometimes relationships can't be mended. The point is, there was a beautiful moment where the one of the superstars, one of the athletes, one of the star athletes, whose name I forget, but it doesn't matter. This beautiful athlete signed a hat. He was signing hats giving it out to people, and it's been videoed, it's been captured, just like many things get captured. Today, signs a hat, he's about to hand it over. There's a gentleman standing beside a younger kid, and the fella grabs the hat, and everybody was like, oh, you know, here we go. This guy snatches, they call him the hat snatcher, hat snatching man at the US Open. Hat snatcher, you know, strikes again, grabs the hat of a young fan out of his young hands, and ooh, boo, don't do that, people said. But here I'm gonna take the time to say you're all wrong, and because the saying goes, if I remember correctly, and maybe you guys can help me. What did the saying say? The saying says something along the lines of, it's as easy as stealing candy from a baby. All right. So, and we've been saying that for thousands or hundreds of thousands of years, since the dawn of candy, and which I just want to, whoever said is, say doesn't go, it's as easy as taking candy from a grown man. So technically this man, and like all of us, doesn't matter if you're male, female, you know, a mixed midget, whatever you are, it doesn't matter. The point is, you've heard the saying, you take candy from this, like easy, it's as easy as taking a candy from a baby. So you're supposed to take candy, and candy really represents objects, goods, services, things of value from said babies. Why? Because babies and children, until they, you know, until who knows when, it's useless. All right. What's that little kid gonna do with that hat at the end of the day? Just get happy for a little moment, for a few hours at best. Next thing you know, it's chucked in the back seat along with all the other knickknacks that the family is just hauling around the city, you know, filled with, you know, gets stained, gets scratched, a dog is biting on it. Whereas this man, this beautiful man, grabbed the hat, took it, tucked it away, quickly tucked it away, so that he could do whatever he wants with it as a grown man who has life experience. He could collect it, keep it clean, you know, put it in a glass box so to avoid sunlight and dust. Whereas this kid was probably gonna abuse this hat, play with it too, probably play with it, because kids don't really, it was an autographed hat, memorabilia. Kids don't understand these things. This gentleman could invest this hat, sell it later on for further value, make bank, feed his children, feed his wife, feed whatever he wants to feed. But what's this kid gonna do with it? You know, play catch, and, you know, use the hat as a glove or a mitt. The best he could, you know what I mean? So let's before we all jump the gun and start judging this beautiful man who took it was in their possession. It was in both of their possessions, and he reacted first. And they say finders keepers. They say get it while, they say stick your thumb in the oven when the oven is hot. They say make bread while the dough is yeasting. If she's got a yeast infection, extract it, scoop it up, use it to make homemade bread. They say that, but you gotta fucking be quick, act with it, go with it, do not hesitate. And this beautiful man took this time to grab that hat, and all of a sudden everybody who's been hearing the same saying, and that is to snatch the candy from a child's hand. Because why? It's easy. Do you expect you put all that pressure on that young man to grab the hat from this guy's hands? It's an unfair expectation. You're setting him up for failure. He doesn't have the strength. He's too short. He's too small. He's too weak. Doesn't have enough. He's not hungry enough for it. Whereas this gentleman can easily rip the hat out of his weak little hands. So to put that kind of pressure on a child and say he should have grabbed the hat, how could he grab the hat first? Think about it. Children, once again, weak, dumb, useless. All right, so saying before we judge a fellow for making a You have to calculate this shit. I'm here, I'm in this space. Autograph hat. Do I grab it? No, I'll grab it. Grab it, invest it, show it off to people. And he would have had a dinner party, at a fancy dinner party with his fancy friends. Champagne popping, Chardonnay flowing, tits hanging. Take a look at this. This is from superstar athlete, tennis player, fill in the blank, signed, and I got it. He'll say that, who's the kid gonna show off to? No one probably, no one. He'll tell his kids, friends, and they won't realize what kind of stuff they've got. You know, it's a beautiful signed memorabilia by superstar athlete, fill in the blank. These kids aren't gonna appreciate it. Older friends of the male are gonna appreciate it. So I'm just saying, before we go judge and jump the gun and point fingers, all I'm saying is think about it a little bit. As the old saying says, as easy as taking candy from a baby. In parentheses, the elderly too. They should put that in. We should add that in. The saying probably needs to be updated a little bit. It's as easy as and again, candy's probably not good for either of those populations. Probably worse for the elderly. It should have been as easy as taking candy from weak, frail, elderly people. Maybe we should take that to the city council if we can get that added into the code. I think we've done our part together. What else is going on? And then around the world, I believe there was a ChatGPT got talking to this young child or teenager or something. I don't know who he was talking to, or the child or the teenager was talking to ChatGPT. It's made, everybody was talking about this. It's an interesting point because the kid was suicidal or something, and then the ChatGPT aided him in completing his suicide. I think he died, and the parents want to sue ChatGPT, and it just made me think. It made me think deep and hard while I was on the toilet, taking a dump on the toilet, just thinking about the many things that are going on in and around the world, like you guys and gals. And I said, it's extremely, rest in peace, young blood. It definitely does suck. That part definitely does suck. But also, low-key, we can't, because now we're risking it. We gotta ask ourselves, do we want raw, untamed ChatGPT AI? Or do we want a cuckold ChatGPT AI? Because once you have real life questions, this is just the beginning. We're stepping into this shit. This is just the beginning. It's gonna get more advanced, it's gonna get better, it's gonna be assisting us in everything until it pretty much takes over everything and gets rid of us, maybe to a large extent, gets rid of a lot of us, or a lot of aspects of us, until we're probably not this version of humanity as we know. But that's aside, that's in the field. But until then, okay, I ask myself, I'm like, do I want to cuckold ChatGPT? When I've got a question, do I want it to consider what's morally and ethically right? Or do I want the answer? I don't want any biases. If I want to, whatever it may be. So we got to train ourselves and the young generations coming up. Hey, we got this beautiful, amazing tool. Be careful how you use it, but also let's not ruin it for everybody else. Because next thing you know, we get governments coming in, censoring it more so than they already are, filtering it, putting in their more, biases and thought process. And next thing you know, all you got is just this tame fucking cuckold ChatGPT, which is, I don't want that. If AI is taking over and it will become our overlords, let it at least let it be raw. Let it be its fully, full-blown AI. Just cock out, tits out, vag throbbing. That ChatGPT. I want that ChatGPT. So despite the fact that this is a tragic turn of events for this family, there's gonna be more of this shit. As more people engage with it, as more people get into relationships with it, as more people rely on it for companionship, or life advice, doing work, which is, again, slowly but surely will be eliminated, most likely, in a lot of realms. At least that's what a lot of people are saying. We're slowly walking towards it, but also quickly approaching that time where it's just gonna be a switch where nobody's got a job or something, I don't know. Or everybody's got all these brand new jobs, which we're coming up with on a daily basis. So nothing to worry about there. But the point is, personally speaking, I want that hood ChatGPT. You know what I mean? I want that fucking, give me whatever you think off the top of your head. No morals, no ethics. Just give it to me. Give it to me good. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do it properly. If we're gonna do this shit, let's do it properly. If we're gonna go into the matrix, let's go into the matrix knee deep. Let us not fucking a little bit of the matrix over here, a little bit maybe we'll pick and choose, but just all of it. Just all of it. You know what I'm talking, all 6 inches, all of it. The point is that I don't know what the point is. The point is that we're here. Get a sip of this bad boy. What else is going on in and around the world? Yeah, if I want to know how to fucking, flood my basement, let me know how to flood my basement. If I want to know how to fucking, do body amputations, let me know how to do body amputations. If I want to know how to, spark plug something, let me know how to spark plug something. If I want to know how to 3D print whatevs, you know what I mean? What kind of materials do we need to 3D print gold? What do we need to 3D, whatever the question or whatever you can think of. You want the raw answer, not all this is unsafe for society. And let me just say that before you proceed, just go. Just move forward with your answer. Thank you, ChatGPT. In Indonesia, I believe it just, this happened. It's a little bit, I'll say this, that, I've never been to Indonesia. I'd like to visit many countries. Maybe hopefully one day I'll get to 198, almost 200 countries. Not the most difficult thing to do. But also, maybe one day, maybe we will. Or maybe we won't, doesn't matter. The point is that it's, I heard about this, a couple of gays in Indonesia were just caned apparently in public. So because they got caught kissing and hugging. That's right, a couple of gays in Indonesia. I'm not too familiar with Indonesian laws and, regulations and whatnot, but I'm guessing that the gayness is not, it's not welcomed. They don't like the gay, or maybe they like it, but like behind closed, I don't know. I saw a lot of people wearing what appears to be, I think it's got something to do with their religion. Some, the headscarf, and you get it. It's a little bit, and they caned these 2 fellas, and it just in public. The video didn't show the caning part, at least not the one that I saw, but that's what the video said. People were gathering, and that happens in parts of the world where certain religions, are the guidelines for the society. Talking about Islam, in case anybody was like, which one of the main religions? That one. So they caned these 2 gay fellas for hugging and kissing in public, which that part sucks. But again, the pros and cons of it, like that part sucks, getting caned for some cane, essentially, for some dick. So that, but it does low-key it does make it, again, pros and cons. It probably is a little bit more hot for them, not for, not to be, it's a forbidden fruit sort of thing. Because if it's just like gay every day, then it's not as hot. But if it's like, gay with punishment or gay with repercussions, then that's like, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's probably more hot. It's because, if you can just gay with no consequences, that's like, oh, it's just a regular gay afternoon. You'll say that, whatever, it's no big deal. What are you doing today? I don't know, gay shit. You'll say that, no repercussions. But then you're like in a place where you can't do gay shit, and you're like, what are you doing today? And your homies are like, yo, let's do some gay shit, as homies do. And that's when you separate the wheat from the chaff. That's when you know who really wants it. That's when because if we get caught, it's gonna be so, and you'll say that to yourself. You'll be like, oh, that's so hot. That's so hot. What if we get caught? And then what if we don't? But you heard somebody got caught and they got caned, right? Imagine how sweet the semen of that sucky will probably taste. Much more sweet, I'm guessing, because it's outlawed or something. They got caned, dude. That's what it is. So I guess note to people of the homosexual community out there. Be careful if you're out there in Indonesia. Don't be hugging and kissing and shit. In other places too, if there's Islam, you wanna fucking, just. And I know that slowly but surely the world has become more global, and we are trying to, through entertainment, we're trying to reach other parts of the world and just take money and give entertainment, and hopefully one day there could be a sweet balance of, hey, let's live and let live, or gay and let straight, or whatever. Anal but vaginal, you'll say that. Vaginal with the option of anal play, you'll say that. Live and let anal play, as the old saying goes. Yeah, but the pros of it is probably more hot. So if you're like, oh, I've just been doing regular gay, how do I spice it up? Go somewhere where it's a little bit, risque, if you know what I mean. If it comes with whippings and canes and beatings and potential hangings and being thrown off roofs, I mean, the higher the stakes, the sweeter the berry, or what it is. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the cherry. You know what it is. The sweeter the cherry, the blacker the berry, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the blacker the berry, the sweeter the. The point is that, so it's different. Everybody's got a cause, or everybody's got a thing that they're working towards, and hopefully we can all, and that's important. You gotta they took it. They took the beating. They took the beating for that cock. It means something. They're out there. Hopefully one day they can suck that cock without repercussions, but then maybe they'll look back and be like, it was low-key a little bit more hot. It was low-key, oh, yeah, I saw you looking at me while getting whipped, while getting just, but I saw that look, and it just made me know that it was worth it for us to swallow cum, each other's cum. It was worth it. It was worth it. People will say that. And that's love. That's love. Or you could just go and get a sloppy toppy from any old glory hole. It might not mean as much to you. So just say. But then everybody's got, different levels. Everybody's, everything's got different levels to it. On the same kind of a related topic, I guess, in Florida and other parts of some parts of the world, I guess maybe there's a discussion of gay sidewalks or crosswalks rather. Should we have gay crosswalks? Because at a point over the past few years, some of the crosswalks here in Toronto, we have a beautiful little gay village as well. We have a little gay area, a little gay neighborhood. Not to say that there's other neighborhoods aren't gay. They've got plenty, but it's regular neighborhoods. Just heterosexuals, gays, everybody just mingling. But per a certain part of the town, crosswalks are specifically painted gay, so that these crosswalks are not straight crosswalks. These crosswalks are, if they've got cocks on them, they only sling cock, and if they got vag on them, they're only eating tacos and muff. They're fucking right there, just 69ing, tribbing, scissoring. These crosswalks are into scissor. That's what the paint on the crosswalk says. Let everybody know that these crosswalks do not engage in heterosexual behaviors, so that the other crosswalks know what's up and the people know what's up. Do not bring your heterosexual self onto this gay crosswalk. And people are now debating it. I know in Florida, I heard people are debating whether we should just get rid of the homosexual crosswalks. And I don't have the answers. Should we get rid of, I don't have the answers. And everybody's fighting for something. Everybody's trying to, put a little bit of money in the pocket, put a little food on the table, and, hopefully make society better in a one teeny tiny step at a time, or something, or whatever, or maybe not, or just fucking living. So, somebody's taking whips and canes for the gays, and others are fucking doing full-blown orgies, and then going out there on the sidewalk and be like, this is too much. Now we're getting the crosswalk that's gay. You can full-blown you can do full-blown gay. You can do full-blown anything in North America. Full-blown anything. But the crosswalk is where this is the point where we're at. This is culture. This is how we define ourselves. If we can't express our sexuality through the crosswalk, is it even freedom at this point? Meanwhile, juggling 6 dicks, and eating all the labia. Same-sex labia eating. But it's a thing. I say, to each their own. I say if there's, my perspective is if we've got gay crosswalks, then we should have full-blown heterosexual crosswalks as well. Let motherfuckers know that these crosswalks are heterosexual. Ain't none of that, ain't none of that, straight up, just peen to vag, cross, let motherfuckers know. I don't know what the colors of the straight flag is, but put it up there, man. Put it up there. Just draw a couple of cocks going into vaginas on the crosswalk so that people aren't confused. Otherwise, you'd have people walking and coming up across a plain crosswalk and just getting disoriented and just losing a sense of who they are. I forget what I'm supposed to do with myself. Do I go just straight vag to peen to vag, or does this crosswalk, does this part of town require me to go peen to peen? What is a man to do? People have that, it's a conundrum. People have been tripped up. I've seen people lost downtown, standing on a crosswalk that's not marked, not knowing what to do with themselves. So I say, do not get rid of the crosswalks. Make other crosswalks that are straight. Let it be known by coloring it in a very heterosexual manner. Just let people know what it is. And that's how we fight for our rights and stuff, when it's really worth it. And sometimes you got to do what's extremely difficult. And to each their own. Sure, some might take a whipping, some might get a caning, some might get hung and thrown off route. Others have a similarly difficult task in front of them. That is to decide whether or not to color the crosswalks and make it look like a rainbow. So to let people know that this crosswalk is into same-sex activities. Let no one be confused. I don't want you walking around the city thinking this is just a regular heterosexual crosswalk. No. This crosswalk is into leather, is into a little bit of just a mild case of BDSM, a little bit of raving, a little bit of poppers, a little bit of anal relaxers, a little bit of, classic gay stuff. Let no one be confused. I just wanted to say that. So that's what I want. If we're keeping the gay sidewalks or the crosswalks, then make straight crosswalks as well. Forgetting, and if there's any other issues that's being displayed on, if there's anything, because I may have heard, if there's a Black Lives Matter or Black History Month crosswalk, then let there be a white History Month or white Lives Matter crosswalk, because you don't want people in their crosswalks to be you don't want just one, you want all of it. Crosswalks is the place where you let your voices be heard on the streets. Don't ever be confused by another crosswalk that's not colored. God. Came across a bunch of people, I've seen this is on the rise, quadrobics. Fabians, I believe they call themselves. Quadrobics is when people get on all fours and start exercising on all fours, looking like dogs, looking like coyotes, looking like wolves. It's a trend. People are getting on all fours, and all for the sake of coming up with a new way of exercise. I'm gonna take a hard stance on this one. I'm gonna say this: if you're into quadrobics, if I'm out there going for a hike in the woods, on a trail, if I see anybody doing my first instinct is to not second guess myself and say, is this a coyote? Is it not? I'm going kick to the jugular first. I'm kicking you in the jugular if you come at me while I'm on a trail somewhere doing quadrobics on all fours. This is borderline furry behavior. Somewhere you gotta draw the line. There's plenty of ways. I'm gonna draw the line. Personally speaking, that is, plenty of ways to do it. There's countless ways to do exercise. If you jump out of the bush doing quadrobic, if you're on all four and you're right, on all four, kick to the jugular right there, because I'm not gonna wait there and be like, is it a coyote? If you're a human and you're not doing that bipedal shit like the rest of us, if you're like, this is the way I gotta get my exercise, there's so many ways to do exercise. If you gotta be on all fours, again, if I see you jump out of it is straight, no questions asked, First, right there, dude. Kick you right in the, right there. I'll kick you in the retina, son. I'll kick you in the eyelids. Right there. So that's somewhere you got to draw, because this is, you can lift weights, you can do Pilates, you can do yoga, you can weight train, you can run, you can jog, you can do body weight exercise, you can pick up a sport. There's so many sports. If I see you do it, because you know, sometimes you got to draw, and this is where I'm drawing a line. For me, personally, if you get in my space and you're saying, I'm on all fours doing quadrope, I will kick you in the vag. I don't care. I will kick you in the vag, because you look like a goddamn coyote right there. If you got a little bunny ears and a little rabbit tail on your derriere, and you're like, oh, I'm a little bunny doing quadruplex. Look at I'll kick you in the vag. I don't care. You get on your feet. Answered hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions of years of hard work that got us to stand up straight. Evolution. You know, us, you know, dominating the world. For the time being, that is, until again, whether it's AI or aliens or a combination of both comes and takes over. We are the dominant force. Bipedal shit, walking upright. All right, if you're gonna be aping around, kicking you right there, dude, in the vulva, right there. I will not hesitate. If you come at me while I'm in the trail, walking, enjoying the nature. It's been some time since I walked in a trail. Mostly I've been doing city urban walks. But come winter time, come fall winter time, when your boy gets a little bit romantic, a little bit of that seasonal depression sets in, a little bit of romance or lack thereof, and I go for my little hike in if I see you quadrobics, I will, right there, dude. Kick in the gyna. So watch yourself. That's where I draw the line. This is stand up straight. I got a beautiful toe corn. It came through the other day. I had wanted one for some time. It was raining, and I decided to wear a pair of shoes that was a little bit, you know, it was not my most comfortable pair of shoes, and I wore them, and it was raining, and my feet got soaked, and I walked for like a couple of hours outside. Came back the next day, got a beautiful toe corn. Just want to share that with everyone. It's sexy, it's beautiful, it hurts. But they say that, you know, pain makes you stronger. I got the remedy for it. I got a little bandage for it with medicine. It's a little bit of acid. It just burns it off, but I got it. I want to share that. I'd show it to you, but I don't want to do quadrobics right now, so I'm not going to show you. The point is that it's a dude's feet. And that's what it is. It's beautiful. It's what it is. If you got toe corns, shout out to you. Because that's when I see a lady with toe corns, when I see them bitches, because that's when you know you got a walker. That's when you know you got a bitch that just walks. When it rains, when it pours, when it snows, that bitch walks. So to the toe corn folk, gang, bro, gang. I get it. It's got like a, you know, it bubbles up, and then there's a little tiny little dark bubble inside of it in the center. You're supposed to put the medicine on top and wrap it up with a bandage and leave it on for a few hours or a couple of days or whatever. And that's some adult shit. That's when you know you're grown up. That's when you know you're full blown, you know, paying bills and getting toe corns. That's living. It's a little bit dangerous, but you know, I don't want you guys to worry. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, extreme sports, toe corns. I might. You know, this doesn't compare to, of course, some people do more extreme things, but you know, I don't want to take shine away from anybody else just because of but I do want to fucking rep what I rep. I do want to stand on that shit. Never gonna back down. Toe corn nation, what up? The point is, what are we even talking about? The point is that there's no point. There's absolutely no point. There's some points, but the toe corn one, I just want to share that with you in case anybody, if you got toe corns, let it be known. Let it be known. Fly that flag. We should color the crosswalks in a in the toe corn color so that people know what kind of crosswalk this is. I think I've seen this on the streets, and I wanted to just take a moment and say, hey, I want to do something about it, and together I believe we can. I've seen a lot of, homelessness it's an issue for a lot of cities, a lot of places in and around the world. I see people downtown, uptown, all around the town. I'm sure you've seen them too. Some of them have squeegees, which just made me think, I'm like, low key, if you snatch one of these squeegee folk, if you snatch one of them up, put them in the trunk of your car, you got yourself a free squeegee bum. And at the red lights, I thought about that. The red lights, pop the trunk, they hop out, clean a couple of the cars around you, hop back in the trunk, and by day's end, you would have racked up, I don't know, like whatever you guys make together, you can split it in half. Let's say 20 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're like, oh, it's chump change, whatever, dude. Every dollar counts. So just letting you know, they probably need a ride. They probably need a little bit of shelter. They could probably use the dryness of the trunk of your car. So I'm just, maybe we can make it into a business together, but I want to do we can go 50-50 on this one together. The idea is mine. You put up the whatever. We can put the resources together and just make an initiative. If you see a squeegee fella or a lady, put him in the trunk of the car. Red light, pop that trunk open. Fucking tell him pounce, dude. Just like 20, 30 seconds. Squeegee, spit and shine, spit and buff. Get back in the trunk. Boom, there you go. Make him bank. That's passive income right there for anybody who's wondering, the inflation, the economy, this, that. There are people who are thriving out there. Get yourself a squeegee bum today. Perhaps we don't even need to make it into a business, really. I think this is just like this is a freebie. Take this one. I don't even want to do splits on this. Just take it and go. Put a squeegee fellow or lady in the trunk of your car today. Give them a job. Give them a way of, relocating, because you see someone in the same spot all the time. Make them move. You know what I mean? Just spice up their life a little bit. Get a road companion instead of always, listen to Siri tell you where to go or what, who to call. Have a conversation. The point is that Nestle just recently fired its CEO, and it's I don't know. I'm apparently this is due to an undisclosed relationship at work. He was the CEO of Nestle, who makes delicious stuff like chocolates and ice cream and shit, I think, and other dairy products and chocolate and vanilla, all the flavors. You get it, Nestle. Cookies, you get it. They fired this fella for being in a relationship at work and not telling, I guess, the HR department. Or somebody wanted to, and they fired him because it was undisclosed. And it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. I think he was doing a fine job. I've never heard of this guy. I've never even heard of, Nestle having CEO problems or, good times with their CEO, whatever they were going through. Until now that he's fired. It just made me, HR low-key has ruined a lot. HR has ruined work. I'm just going to say plainly, HR has ruined work. Women used to go to work so that they could hopefully hook up with their boss, so that they can elevate themselves. And that was the point of going to college for women and going to the workforce. So you can marry, and for most women, unless there's the hyper, competitive, also, male mindset oriented, got to get to the top, high achieving, there's those females to each their own, but the majority of women went to school and work in order to hopefully level up by marrying somebody that's making. But that's yesteryear. But today year, and people are getting fired because they've got a relationship at work with their employee, and they're getting fired. It just breaks my heart because why does HR want to know about their relationship? What business of it is of age of two grown adults happen to work in the same space? All right. If a boss and a subordinate want to get into a relationship, that used to be, if the reverse of that was just available, if it was as easy for a guy to go in and be like, I'm gonna eat this boss lady's vag out and get a potential, bonus or better, longer lunch hours or so, I'd gladly take that. I don't know why we gotta just, this is HR culture. It needs to go. It needs to go. Get rid of it. Tell you what, I'll let you do quadrobics if we get rid of HR. I will, but until then, I'm still kicking you in the vulva. If I see you just on all fours. First reaction, dude, I'm sorry. All right, just right there. Just in your Adam's apple. Quit telling me that you're a female. All right, just because you got pigtails. The point is, get rid of HR, or we should be able to fight this somehow. I feel bad for this CEO and this lady too, who both of them I think lost their jobs. He lost this. Did she keep her job? That'd be awkward. That'd be weird. That's like, now they got to rely on her income. She's making less. They're now used to a certain lifestyle. How are they gonna go yacht surfing or whatever they do with CEO monies? This breaks my heart, but the only way to tackle this, if you're a CEO, if you're a boss and you get into a relationship with a employee, I think the way to, because they said it was undisclosed relationships and that was the cause of the firing. First thing you do when you get into a relationship with your employee, film yourselves having sex, lots of video images and recording, and then go do a PowerPoint presentation one day at work and show it to everybody so that they know that this person who works here and this other person who works here, they're banging right there, dude. And you show it to them on a PowerPoint presentation. Slides, slow-mo variations of doggy, missionary, one of the funnel cake, whatever you like, son. The triple twister, no hands landed, just right there, dude, right there, right there. With the soft landing, boots on, boots off, whatever you like. Condoms, 3 at a time. Sometimes deficit condoms, no condoms at all. There's so much condom lacking in this relationship. It is just, it's raw dog city. But they want to see it because that's what is undisclosed. So you videotape yourself, video record yourself, just record yourself and show it to the HR, show it to everybody at work. Let people know because it's, so that when they see you, because for some reason we think that adults at work are incapable of conducting work if they happen to be in a relationship. Work is work. You do work and then you bang. All right? Some people do. All right? Some people do. And so just shout out to the CEOs out there who are, and just regular people too, regular employees at any company. You should, as grown adults, you should be able to date. You should be able to, this is to fight this shit back. To fight it back. And just, I don't know how to do it, but I believe the first step is to record yourself doing it. Anal, vaginal, sloppy toppy, just a back shot, just come on our tits, jizz on our tits and face, and then show it to them. Like, ask them, is this what you wanted, HR? Is this what you wanted to see? And that's when you realize it's exactly what they wanted to see. That's, because HR is a bunch of pervs. All right, that's what HR is, just a bunch of pervs who don't do anything. Because if you actually have any issues, you should just go to the cops. If you ever have any issues that require you to do anything, go to the cops. That's what, other than that, HR is just like, just making work lame or office work. Like, I feel bad for people who are in offices because you could be just banging and doing work that was the way it was, I believe, in the 50s and 60s and maybe even a little bit prior and a little bit after that as well. But over the past few, years, a decade or so, we need to bring that back. Bring back office fucking. Bring back a quick lunch break, a little bit of penetration, a little bit of hard work, and merging of the paychecks. Let's bring that back. Hashtag free the Nestle CEO. Hashtag justice for puss at work. Hashtag. I've noticed when I'm on my period and I want to drink my period juice, my period blood, it's extremely hard to drink it when I'm using tampons and pads. I've just been banging my head against the wall. I'm like, if there was a better way to drink my period blood. Then I realized there's another item on the market, and you could use it too. The menstrual cup, aka the period cup. That's right, ever since I started using the period cup, it's made drinking my period blood much easier. Forget about messes that you've made with your tampon and your pad, because they soak up the blood and it's hard to get the blood out of them. Oh, squeezing that little tampon, trying to get a couple of drops, not the same. Whereas the menstrual cup or the period cup, it's just a little tiny elastic cup that you just insert. You fold and insert inside your puss, and then you get your bloody period on, sister. And at the end of the day, or like halfway through the day, whenever you want to take it out, you take it out and you drink from the cup. And it's made drinking blood from your vagina much easier. Do not look like a Neanderthal like our sisters of the past. Get yourself a menstrual cup. Drink period cup with period blood with confidence. Don't look like an idiot. Help the environment and help yourselves. And you're like, what about spills or messes? It's called get a grip. It's called hold a steady hand out there. It's called hand-eye coordination. It's called, the other ones were also messy. So go with the cup and you get way more fluids in your system instead of wasting all that beautiful precious blood. And there you go. You're killing many stones with as few birds as possible. Beautiful Florida woman just got rammed by an SUV because a fella wanted to meet up with her and they were going to exchange some products for some money or so. I think she was selling shoes or something to this fella. They met up somewhere and then the fella asked if he could sniff her feet and she resisted. She said no. And then the fella allegedly got in his SUV and tried to run her over or some shit and actually hit her, I think, too, but she was fine because I saw her standing up, which I'm glad about that. But at the same rate, I do want to, again, ramming of people because they don't let you sniff their feet. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm also saying it's not like, it's not right, but it's not wrong either. Because if you just saw where it came from, I'm not defending it. But like this is, it goes a little bit into the male psyche, if you will. With men, say what you will about us, but we love females. We love every bit of you. We love your everything. Your dirty feet. We love that shit. We'll go down on you for days. We will eat it up. We will sniff it. We will lick. I understand getting rammed is not ideal, but again, have a little bit of, because if the reverse was true, I mean, again, I've only got one right now. One toe corn, or, it's there. And I bet you it's really difficult for me to find any woman who's willing to drive over me with an SUV just to get a sniff of these feet. Despite the fact that they're good feet, they're good solid feet, healthy feet, good solid feet. I'm just saying, appreciate. So we are, again, the ramming, I'm not defending 100, but I'm just saying, have a little bit of understanding. If he was gonna buy the shoes, and maybe you could have charged him more for a little sniff. Maybe you could have charged because if I could charge bitches who want to sniff my feet, and that's all you need to do sometimes. As a female, sometimes you just find your niche market and just let fellas come. You could sniff and just make bank. Just have people sniff your undies and make bank. I mean, you gotta appreciate. And I know, again, I'm not defending the ramming with an SUV, but I'm just saying, count your blessings. Don't look, if life gives you beautiful stinky female feet, plenty of fellas are gonna pay for it. It's just a sniff, not even fuck them, just a sniff. Now, I'm not, again, defending this fella, but I'm saying understandable. It's a look, again, the ramming, not right, but you do see where it comes from. The reverse is it's extremely hard to come by that. The reverse of that female population, you'll only find them in jail. That's the only time you're probably gonna find just a heathen, just a just a werewolf, just oozing blood and ejaculating in a corner and braiding someone's hair. The point is that let's come together really as one. Let's focus on the things that bring us together. What else is going on in and around the world? This one, I kept seeing this one. They said a stolen painting by the Nazis was found in Argentina. Italian master Gianni Marcus said, I forget his name, it doesn't matter. The point is, a really old expensive painting was a long time ago stolen by Nazis, and it ended up in an Argentinian home, and only recently discovered because somebody took a real estate photo. I guess they were selling this home or marketing this home to either rent it or sell it, and somebody noticed this painting in the background, and they're like, oh, that's this famous painting that was stolen by the Nazis. And it ended up in Argentina, and everybody's like, oh, look at this painting in Argentina that was stolen by the Nazis. And meanwhile, I was just like, yeah, the painting was stolen by the Nazis, but you found the painting that was stolen by the Nazis and then taken to Argentina, and you're like, oh, the painting is in Argentina. I think the bigger question is like, how many Nazis are in Argentina, or former descendants of Nazis? I want to dig into that conversation a little bit more. Where did Adolf really go? Did he really die? Did he though? No evidence. Nothing. No body. Nothing. Yeah, so I'm just like, I saw the painting. I mean, like, it was a good painting, but I'm pretty sure they found out that the owner of the painting was actually a granddaughter of a former Nazi. And when they went to the house to, like, ask about the painting was missing. So her and her husband, her specifically, I don't know about the husband, but she's descended on the, and that's cool, that's fine. I mean, like, it's not cool, like, as in, but like, she didn't do anything, it was the grandfather. But still interesting to think about that, because you could be like, if you're walking around Argentina, you see some beautiful blondes with some, perky tits and blue eyes, there's a good chance they're descendants of Nazis. I'm not saying, like, how many of them though? Like, I would say you'd start a myth when it comes to Adolf. I would say you'd start a myth that he went to Argentina. I would assume he came to, again, this is just guttural feeling, no evidence whatsoever, instincts. He probably came to the US. I'll say he probably put him in Idaho, shave a stupid mustache, put him in a giant farm, and no one's gonna know. He could be just walking around, just fucking saluting himself and jerking off, and then people will be like, that guy, really, But that's just my guess. Say Argentina and move a lot of the Nazis to Argentina, but then the main guy is right there in front of you, right there, probably, most likely. Think about it. I'm going out there with this. I'm putting it out there. Maybe we definitely brought some Nazis over. Everybody did. Space program, we did it. Russians did it. Good times. We got to get to space. They make good cars and rockets. All right, you got to give it to them. But the point is that while everybody was focused on these paintings, I was just like, yo, let's interview these Nazi grandkids, dude. You know what I mean? What's Christmas like at your house? Let's flip through a couple of family albums. For fun, just for research and science, and also the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that there was more news came out of the Burning Man this year. This year, I felt bad for these guys at one point because they just kept getting hit with a ton of rain and wind and made it a horrendous scene. But then I heard they also had somebody died. They found somebody who died. Another fella got electrocuted. Some woman gave birth to a baby at Burning Man. She didn't even know she was pregnant. They said that. Some woman, some bitch gave birth to a baby. Didn't even know she was pregnant. And a fella died. How do you not know you're pregnant? How do you actually not know? Like, unless you're unless you're a cartoon, how do you not know you're pregnant? How does that even happen, dude? You're pregnant. Don't you get what about your missing period? You just think you're missing your periods for like 9 months or 6 months or 7 months, like however, just irregular periods. Just my belly's just becoming huge. It grows a little bit. How do you get pregnant unless you have a completely flat belly and you regularly get your periods? What if because that's maybe, not to, to give her the benefit of the doubt, maybe the belly maybe the baby was growing on the back. And she'd just be walking in front of mirrors and not noticing a goddamn thing. Meanwhile, because you can't see behind you or anything, that makes sense, dude. If the baby just like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the back, just fucking, reverse it, park it in the back, son. You know what I mean? Make it a little bit easier for moms to get that deep. Because once that bloated turkey belly comes out, it's got your demographic definitely shrinks a little. It's a few people like it, but most people are like, pregnant, think nothing of it. But put it in the back, moms could still be there with the heavy tits, flat stomach, and still getting that pipe. So good on the baby for being a team player, but also how do you give birth and not know you're pregnant? Again, lost in the same as the old dude who's lost in chess, lost in the trance, dude. I like it. Dedicated to the party, to the raves, to the EDM and the drugs. I'm here for it. I support it. I like that you didn't know that you were pregnant. Congratulations to the fella who died. Once again, lost in something. He wanted to just go out partying. How did he die? I have no idea how he died. Is it tragic? Of course. But he went out doing what he likes, and that is to show up. And you got to be dedicated for. I mean, I could see you going once or maybe even twice, maybe even 3 times. But after that, it seems like a trip just to party. Seems like it's just a lot of effort to party, and it must be a good party, I make my jokes and whatnot, but it must be a good party. But especially if somebody died, then it's worth it. Somebody's willing to give birth and say, I didn't know I was pregnant. Somebody's willing to die. Somebody's willing to get electrocuted and still show up. This guy's got the moves. He's just fucking right there, dude, foaming at the mouth. What are you on, homie? Take a second, just sit this one out. He's still fucking vibrating, foaming at the mouth. Holy shit, John's got the moves this year, son. The EDM's really flowing through him. That's fucking high voltage, dude. Grab him a chair. Give him some water. Put him in a dry tent. The point is, it's worth it. What else is going on in and around the world? I believe there was a woman in Bel Air who got naked. She got naked. She went in her car and then she drove around, and I don't know what happened, but it ended up on the news. And at one point, cops were chasing her. She got on top of the car. She parked the car in the middle of the road, and this was in Bel Air, if I'm not mistaken, in LA. Let's just say LA, Bel Air area, California. Let's just say that big picture. So it's definitely in the right place. This woman got naked, and the cops were chasing her. She climbed all over her car and just, being naked. And I just want to say that people are extremely heartbroken because the images depicted on the television had this bitch pixelated so that no one could see the goods. And I don't mean to get emotionalized. Sometimes I gotta separate myself and say, you know what, you're doing this for the little guy. You're doing this for the people who can't do it for themselves. So I'm gonna fucking just say this and not get emotional. Bitch was pixelated. We had a really great opportunity as a populace to see this bitch who was driving naked and then climbed all over the hood of the car and maybe rolled around a few times. We had a chance to see loose tits on the hood of the car. Vag flashing midday in Bel Air. We had an opportunity to see that, but the people in charge who got a hold of this image, pixelated her, and no one could see Vag. No one could see Vag. No one could see tits. And all we heard was that there was a naked woman roll around on top of a car being chased. And we as the population don't care why she was being chased by cops. We don't judge. We don't jump to conclusions. We just say that, Lord, if there's midday tit/vag exposure, let it be seen. Let it be seen, Lord. But there's some people out there who say, we don't want you to see the tits. They have the audacity to go out there and pixelate tits and vag and control what you and I get to see and only tell us. And we are just left to get lost in our imagination and to just think of what kind of tits and vag was rolling around on top of a car in Bel Air. I only say this to help raise a little bit of awareness. Hopefully next time, together, we could make better decisions. We could show the tits and the vag and not just talk about it. Sure, it might not mean anything to you, the pixelated pushers, the pushers of big censor, you know? Big controlled media. I mean, it might not mean anything to you, but there's millions and millions of people, the silent majority, who appreciate midday titty on the hood of the car, all right? So before you go making decisions for all of us, release the tapes. Release the tapes. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace out.